Day one of trying to feel a little more Asian in my super Caucasian life. My name is Kelly, and if you didn't know, I was born in South Korea and was adopted when I was little and came over here when I was about 2 years old. Hold on one sec as I get into my Ford truck. Now, a lot of you guys are not going to understand why I feel this way, but for my entire life, I have been so confused and so deeply hurt and traumatized by the fact that I know nothing about my history. I was left on the doorstep of an orphanage at 5 a.m. when I was a baby. That's it. That's all I know. I came over here when I was about 18 months old, and yeah, talk about abandonment issues. Sometimes certain smells, or sometimes certain noises, or I don't know, it's weird dreams. Sometimes they unlock these feral feelings in me, and I don't know why, and it's exhausting. So one of the major things that I've always dreamed of and wanted to do is to go back to my motherland. I desperately want to visit South Korea again because I really just have this visceral need to feel connected to my roots and where I came from. But until then, I'm going to do small things like cooking Asian food, doing Asian experiences to just feel a little bit more connected to who I am and what culture I came from. No judgment, please. I know I'm going to do a lot of stuff wrong. Beginning with this wok that we purchased on a whim. My husband said, "We need a wok in the house, Kelly." My very white husband. So he Googled what kind of wok to get, and I forget, I think it said something about getting steel or I don't know. And this is the wok we came home with. So today we're going to make Taiwanese beef noodle soup. And now I know what you're thinking. Like, Kelly, you're not even Taiwanese. You're mostly Korean, a little bit Japanese. What the heck? But just like I am very culturally confused, that's going to be my journey. I just wanted to make something that was Asian and that made me feel good. And it's fall and it's rainy outside. So that's what we're doing. Also, this just seemed like a really easy recipe to start off with. And I really like Cassie's videos. So because we just had Karen Market open nearby, which is an amazing Asian food store, I was able to actually find everything that I needed, exactly what she said, except for, of course, the meat cut. So I am not a butcher. I will not pretend to know how to cut meat or what meat is. I didn't even know what a beef shank was. So yeah, I'm doing this terribly wrong. But I was only able to find a round chuck roast, not shank, but apparently, according to the butcher, this would be okay. One thing I love about some Asian cooking is that you don't have to finely dice everything. I recall watching a YouTube video of this older Asian woman, and she was just quickly, just messily chopping up stuff and just dumping it, and her saying, "Oh, you don't need to chop up super fine. Everything tastes the same. Everything tastes flavor." And I was just kind of like, oh, that's awesome. And now I'm just realizing, was that super racist of me to do that accent? Even though I'm Asian, I feel like it was. Another thing that's kind of comforting about Asian foods is that their markets seem to play fast and loose with expiration dates. This spicy bean paste expired last month, and it just reminds me of my Caucasian upbringing in a very, I don't want to say stingy home, but price conscientious home. My parents always were like, if there's no mold on it, eat it, and if there is, cut off the crust. And we definitely ate a lot of expired food. Okay, can my Asian followers answer this question for me? What is the difference between light soy sauce and dark soy sauce? Literally bought 2 new bottles of soy sauce, even though I have Kikkomans in the fridge, because I really wanted to make sure I was doing everything correctly, and I couldn't tell the difference between either one. Please let me know in the comments. One of my favorite things about cooking is that I love when my house smells like the food, and this smelled amazing. I know a lot of people complain like, oh, I don't want my furniture to smell garlicky or this or that or like onions, but I will be huffing my fingers for the next day as they still reek of onion and garlic and enjoy the warm food smell in my house. Noodles. Oh my gosh, if somebody could just educate me on all the different types of noodles, I would be so thankful. The look on my face as I was at that Asian market, not knowing what noodles to buy or why, was just embarrassing. I sometimes just get really hurt and nervous and anxious because I feel like I don't fit in anywhere. I'm not Caucasian enough to fit in with my friends or even some of my family, and I'm not Asian enough, it feels like, to fit in with Asians. And yeah, please educate me.
Yeah, see? That means there are more.
Good.
There's onions, I think.
Why don't you wait till it cools off?
You sitting on something?
No.
You sitting on your foot? Why are we the same height? He's sitting on something.
his foot. He's sitting on his foot.
Did that boy grow overnight? What happened? One day we'll be the same height. What?
Regardless of where I came from, I'm really happy about where I am now. I love my family so much, and I know none of it would have been possible if I wouldn't have come over from Korea, even though it was a very traumatic situation. I'm so thankful for who's in my life and what I have, but this was my little just day of feeling a little bit more closer to who I possibly am or was, and I hope you guys enjoyed.